Hello everyone and welcome to another Muffin video. Before we dive in here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell and drop a like on the video too if you're enjoying the content. Don't forget to join our Discord server as well if you're not already there. We've also activated our channel membership now, which comes with all kinds of perks from video shoutouts to personalized help and more, so check that out if you're interested in joining. And finally, a reminder that all comments on every video will be automatically entered into our weekly giveaways, and winners will be randomly selected once a week on Mondays. So good luck and let's get started. So, we've been getting quite a lot of fun events heading our way as part of the Chinese New Year event. Everything from the Make a Wish for Good Luck, Red Packet Spring Luck, the Bazaar Tycoon, which has been quite an interesting event as well. And now we have tomorrow on the 29th of January, two new events coming. Tasha's Urgent Commission, which we have had a previous version of before, but we will see tomorrow exactly what kind of variation on this event we will get. And as well a completely new event that we haven't seen before called the Lantern Festival Singing Competition. So I actually have some interesting information about this Lantern Festival Singing Competition, including some footage of how this is going to look, and as well even a little understanding what kind of mechanics you can expect and how you should approach this event when it comes tomorrow. And trust me, it looks like quite a lot of fun. So now I'm going to transition to this event preview video here, and we'll let this play and take a look at how exactly it works. So one moment here. Now, as you can see right away, this is actually a very interesting event stage. It looks almost like a checkerboard. You have these white and red squares, and the players will occupy the bottom 5 rows here. So when you are in this event, you're actually going to have on the bottom left of your screen a left and right arrow, and clicking those two buttons will move your character accordingly to the left and right of these bottom 5 squares. And the objective in this event will be to avoid the bombs that are coming down by going to the left and the right, and you can see they're coming quite quickly and they actually increase in speed. And it is going to be a game of dodging to the left and the right, avoiding the bombs, but also picking up these buffs as they show up here. There's actually a number of buffs with different effects. Now, the recommended team for this event is in fact going to be 3 DPS and a healer. This event does not need a tank. One way to look at this is it's somewhat similar to a slime event, except instead of there being 3 sectors around the boss, here we're going to have 5 sectors at the bottom of this checkerboard pattern. And rather than spinning around, it's panning. So, like I said, you have to move to the left and right to avoid bombs. One very important tip that you can learn here is that when you're on the far left or the far right, let's say you're on the far right and you push the right hand arrow, you're actually going to loop all the way around to the far left square. So it is actually important to note that the squares do loop around. If you're on the far left and press left, you'll go to the far right. If you're on the far right and press right, you'll go to the far left. So there will be times when, let's say for example, you're on the far right and you have 3 squares of bombs to evade in order to get to safety. It may actually be easier for you to just press right once and avoid those bombs by simply moving all the way to the far side of the stage with just one button press. So it's important to keep that in mind, that it'll probably save you in a situation where it would have taken too many moves to avoid a bomb by going left, 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 left. You could just press right once and reach safety much faster. So that's an important tip to keep in mind while you're playing through this event to make sure you don't get in trouble. Now, like I mentioned, there are these buffs here and they do have different effects, but what you really need to understand is of the 3 types of buffs, the healers will be prioritizing picking up the green bubbles that have the green heart with the halo above them. You can see one on the right hand side here. This is the buff that the healers will be prioritizing, while the DPS should be prioritizing this double up arrow, the yellow double up arrow here that's coming on the 4th one here. That is the bubbles that DPS should be trying to get. Now, you do obviously want to try to get these buffs, but not at the expense of standing in a zone to try to collect a buff and then getting bombed right after. So you have to pay very close attention to the buffs that are coming, and as well how to get them without getting hit by a bomb right after. Now, one thing, if this doesn't look hard enough already as it is with the speed that it's coming and the increased speed as we've seen as well, there is actually 2 phases to this event. This is just the first phase. And when you reach the second phase, there's actually going to be a pattern on the ground that looks like an alert bar with arrows pointing in one direction, and it can be either to the left or to the right. And what that is going to do, this bar along the ground, is when obstacles reach that bar, they're going to shift 1 square in the direction that the arrows are pointing. So if they arrive and you have a right pointing arrow, all the bombs that reach that point will shift 1 to the right. So you actually have to calculate not just where the bombs are currently, but where they will be after they shift 1 over to the right or 1 over to the left. So it is actually an added complexity that you have to keep in mind while you're doing this fight. So that's actually very cool to see this type of event. I think the one thing that stands out here to me, I mean, above all else, this looks like a very fun event. I'm very excited to try this out when it comes tomorrow. And once it does arrive in our version of the game, I will be making a more in-depth video about how to actually approach it, how it plays out in our version. Maybe we'll see some small regional changes in our version of the event, who knows? But I'm very excited to test it out. And more so, I want to also just give a special recognition to the developers. I want you to think for a second, of all the mobile games you've played, think how many developers go with the path of least resistance when it comes to events. You're going to have kill X monsters, or a daily check-in event, or some very, very simple events, and that'll be it basically. They release that and say, good luck, have fun. But here, we have developers that are actually creating unique and interesting mechanics just for one event. Think about it. This is it's a one-off event that, yes, it might repeat, but this is a unique stage with unique mechanics that we haven't seen in any other part of the game until it arrived in this event. And that's really, really something that I respect, and I think was really great of the developers. And I have to say, hats off to them for putting in this much effort and thought into events to keep us, the players, entertained. And I really hope they can keep that momentum up. So anyway, that's just a little preview to this upcoming event that will be arriving once again on the 29th for the global servers, the Lantern Festival Singing Competition. So keep an eye out not only for this event, but for my follow-up video, like I said, which will go into more detail once this event is actually in our game. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you're excited for this event, and I will talk to you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye now.